Hey guys, so a couple of weeks ago, an investor was with me in the car and we were driving around, and then he asked me a very pertinent question. He asked me, Fahd, all these buildings that have been built in Dubai, are they vacant and empty, or are there real tenants living in them, right? Stick around to the end of the video to understand my answer to him, and then based on what I've said to him and what I'm going to share with you, come up with your own opinion, like an informed opinion, okay? My name is Fahd Dawood. I've been doing this for 14 plus years internationally, specifically real estate. I started off in Toronto, Canada in 2006, and since 2007, I've been doing this in Dubai. I'm also the author of The Intelligent Real Estate Investor. If you're looking to work with me, such as you want to buy a property, you need advice on a specific property related decision that you're looking to make, perhaps you're in a little bit of a binder, and if you want to work with me to get good quality advice, then there is a contact form below. You can fill it up and reach out to me. I do charge a fee when you're working with me, and either my expertise or time is getting used, and I'd love to help, not a problem. If you want general advice, hit me up in the comment section, ask your question, and I'll sometimes take it up as a video response so that everybody else can benefit. I do not answer on specific property purchases. If you put it in the comment section, it just doesn't make sense, because then I'm going to have thousands of people coming to me and asking me for specific property related questions that are sometimes not relevant to other people. So then I can't answer that on YouTube. So anything general, or if I feel that I can benefit more people, I'd love to answer. You want specific advice, just reach out to me and I'm happy to help. Okay, so check this out. Are buildings vacant in Dubai? Okay, so to give you an idea on my background, okay, I was born and raised in Dubai. My family's fourth generation in Dubai. So I've seen all the ups in Dubai, all the economic downs in Dubai, and then back up and then back down and then back up and then back down. With respect to the real estate industry, I've been involved in two cycles, okay? So I saw the price rise of the 2006, 7, 8, and then the crash, followed closely by the global financial crisis. And then I've seen the prices come back up from 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then correcting all the way down as well. Plus, I was born and raised in Dubai, so I saw the massive influx of business coming in after the USSR separated into many countries. All of those things I've seen. I mean, my parents have seen, my grandfather has seen. So I've seen Dubai's journey, so to speak. I've seen large amounts of inventory come into Dubai in terms of property or apartments to live in, and I've seen them get absorbed by people and demand. I've seen so I've seen it all, right? Not seen it all, but I've seen a ton of stuff, right? So a lot of you don't know this probably, but the World Trade Center in Dubai used to be the tallest building for like 20-25 years. I think it was about 31-32 floors or stories, and we as children always used to see and try to count the exact number of floors. Back then we didn't know, and then we'd come up with 31 or 32. A lot of you don't know this, but when that building was being built, a lot of people thought, what's the need of a 32-story building, right? And now we've got towers that are 70 floors plus. And a lot of you probably don't know this, that Dubai used to kind of end at the World Trade Center. After that, if you were going towards Abu Dhabi, then all there was like, kind of like sand on both sides of the road. A lot of you probably don't know this. When His Highness Sheikh Rashid, who's the father of the current ruler of Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, when he was building the Jebel Ali port, a lot of intellectuals and people who were supposed to know what they were doing advised and said that this is a white elephant, it's never going to be used. And today Dubai Ports is one of the largest ports operators in the world, not just in the Middle East but around the world, right? So Dubai's had this vision that's quite forward looking, and sort of like others kind of keep playing catch up. So all throughout there's been a lot of naysayers, and similarly with the current situation, there's a lot of people who are going to ask, are the buildings that have been built in Dubai, the inventory, are people actually living in them, right? Are there genuine tenants available to take up this space? So, are the buildings empty? The simple answer is no, they're not empty. They're either rented or they're going to be rented, okay? Now, what's the long answer? Okay, what's the long answer? The long answer in Dubai, when investors ask me a question, they ask me like, how long will it take to rent a property in Dubai? I'll tell them, within 15 days to 30 days, generally speaking, if you're asking for market rent, okay? So a property will take 15 days to 30 days. If you're asking for market rent, and the kind of person you're okay with as a tenant is what generally a normal person would be okay with. If you came to me and you said that my condition is that the tenant should be blonde with pink eyes and a specific nationality or an alien, then you know what, tough luck. It's not going to happen in this. If you told me, and this is very common, it happens, why sometimes properties remain vacant for longer periods of time, because landlords sometimes have unrealistic and sometimes have very realistic demands, okay? So an unrealistic demand, in my opinion, would be a landlord saying that I want a Western expat, okay? I've seen this happen in the Dubai market, and sometimes, you know, what is a Western expat anyways anymore, right? It's such a global world. There are people like who are originally Egyptian or Pakistani or Indian, and they're like fourth generation, fifth generation in the USA, right? So sometimes landlords will be like, oh yeah, so we might tell them that the tenant's American, but the landlords might then ask, where is he actually from, or what's his name? And in those kind of specific situations, I don't condone those, but you know, landlords, they do that kind of stuff. I don't think that they should, but they do that. And sometimes if they might say, no, we want a Western expat who was born, bred, raised, sometimes they mean white, from the USA. But I've had those situations, and I've been able to explain to I've been able to convince a landlord that, you know, the tenant's profile is, he's a vice president of a multinational corporation. He's been working there for 20 years. He's been living in the US for 30 years. So, you know, do you really want to say no to him? And sometimes landlords come around to it. Sometimes landlords have other unrealistic demands, like for instance, current market scenario, most landlords were going easy on the number of checks that they were allowing, or the number of installments that they were allowing to be paid for rent. But you know, I had this one landlord, he was unfortunately, he didn't handle his situation properly, or his advisors who were on the ground here didn't handle the situation properly, and you know, he was in court with a tenant who ran away from the country, right? So for 1 year he couldn't get any rent, so he said that he wants this money in one check. Now this is because he was burned, but because he wanted this, and the amount was you know, over about $60,000, you know, essentially you're going to wait for somebody who can afford that, and it falls in love with your property and doesn't mind paying that one check up front, right? So okay, so those are kind of scenarios where the rule doesn't apply, but generally speaking, anything in Dubai should rent between 15 days to 30 days. If you want to add an extra day because you want to increase price, extra 10 days, all right, 40 days, right? Now, so coming back to his question, hey Fahd, are there people available to rent apartments in Dubai? There's something else that you have to keep in mind, because I've seen this already over the 2008, 9, 10 cycle, okay? Essentially speaking, this is where Dubai is, okay? So let's put D here for Dubai. I hope you can see it, okay? So let's use another color for Sharjah. This is where S Sharjah is. Let's use another color for Ajman. This is where Ajman is, and this is where Abu Dhabi is. So let's put 2, okay? A lot of people know this. Dubai being this really international mega city, right? If you wanted to rank in terms of where you'd like to live, Dubai most likely would win out. Most people would want to live in Dubai, essentially speaking, okay? Now, probably people know this. If you don't, then I'm going to let you know that over 1 million people commute to Dubai every day from Sharjah. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give you a little bit, I'm going to give you some more information. There is, after Ajman, there is another emirate of Dubai called Quoin, UAQ. Some people even live there, right? And they commute from Quoin to Ajman. Sorry, this arrow should be this way. To Sharjah to Dubai. And I know people who live here, work here. I know people who live here, work here, and I know people who live here, work here. Why do they choose to live here? Sometimes it's economic reasons, sometimes it's family reasons, sometimes it's for the environment, they prefer living there. Sometimes it's more space, so economic again. Like if you can sometimes rent a 1-bedroom in Dubai, you might be able to rent a 2-bedroom here. You might be able to rent a 3-bedroom here. You might be able to rent a 4-bedroom here for the same amount of price, okay? A lot of people work in Abu Dhabi, still live in Dubai because the school infrastructure, the entertainment infrastructure is better. I don't want to comment on that right now, but it's a fact of matter. A lot of people commute this way as well every day, okay? Now, but that's not going to affect us because people who are working here are already living here, right? But what about the people who are working here but are living here? What happened during the crisis of 2008, 2009, and 2010? 1-bedrooms that cost 70,000. I think studios cost 70, 1-bedrooms like 80. In Dubai, prices came down, rents came down, as we witnessed into 2020, right? So the government's had a push to have more inventory come into Dubai, and then we had this weird pandemic situation come in. So prices on rents have really come down. In 2008, 9, 10, and 11, Quoin people moved to Ajman moved to Sharjah, and Sharjah people moved to Dubai. I saw this actually happening, right? And the same things happen now. So even with the excess inventory that's come into Dubai, you're going to have this 1 to 2 year period of falling rents that we've already witnessed. And then post that, you're going to see rents rising back. You know, there's an equilibrium that's going to get reached, okay? Now, I'm not predicting this. This is based on what I've already seen, okay? So by 2012, 13, from 2008, rents had started going up, okay? So we were 2008, 2009 was pretty much like the shock period. 10, 11, people started moving. By 12, rents started going back up. The other thing that I want to bring to the fore to a lot of people's knowledge is, yes, it is true that back in 2008, when a lot of apartments were getting delivered, you could see, like if you went to Dubai Marina or places like that, you would see like entire buildings were kind of like blacked out, right? And they were empty. This is what essentially happened. This is my opinion. 2008 was this mega global financial crisis when prices kind of like crashed heavy, big, okay, globally. And then Dubai was no exception. Bless Dubai. Dubai kind of recovered by 2011-12, but prices came down very fast. But everybody who had bought an apartment in 2006 or 7 and then were taking handover in 2008 or 2009 or 2010, some of these landlords or some of these investors were cash rich, like they had tons of money, okay? So their interest was muddled. They didn't have clarity. They wanted to wait to see if prices are going to go back up. So there was this waiting time of maybe almost 1 to 2 years because they wanted to see if prices would go back up so that they could sell their investments and exit. They did not want to rent their property because the moment you rent a unit, it becomes used, right? So think about it. Sorry, I've just written rent over here. Maybe you can see it. Maybe you can see it. No? Okay. The moment you rent a unit, it becomes secondhand. It gets used. And then you can't really sell it as brand new, can you? Like anybody who's looking to purchase a unit, sometimes they want a brand new unit. So, and because they had money, these investors, they played the waiting game until they recognized by 2009, maybe 2010, 2011, that look, prices aren't going up at any time soon. So prices have been coming down. We either exit and sell, so other investors came in, bought and rented out those apartments, or they rented out those apartments themselves because they recognized prices aren't going back up so soon. Now that was a period, genuinely, these investors, because they were cash rich, some of them, okay? They didn't want to sell their investments and they did not want to rent their investments. Other than that, most of the apartments right now in Dubai, like you probably don't know this, but in some of those townhouse communities, which are, let's call them suburbs of Dubai, like I'm talking about Serena, rents have actually gone up. So units, I'm not an expert in that area, but units, from what my specialists who work in those areas are updating me with, units that used to rent at 72 or 70,000 dirhams per year, prices have now gone up to 75, right? So marginal increase, but almost about 5 to 6% increase. But keep a note on this. People from here move here, Ajman to Sharjah, and Sharjah to Dubai. So there was an anomaly in 2008 when people kept their apartments vacant and would not sell them. It's not the case right now. Landlords are generally negotiating within this period and renting them out. Some of them are pretty strict, okay? Like, I'll give you an example. Somebody's bought a four bedroom, it's not a penthouse, but a 4-bedroom apartment in Vida downtown, okay? Now, this is ultra luxury, superb views of the Burj Khalifa. They want 400,000 dirhams for rent, okay? Now, apartments such as these are available between 320 to 400,000 dirhams. Now, people who've bought these apartments have bought them for 7 million dirhams. They can't just drop the price to just give it to any Tom, Dick, or Harry, right? They can't give it to you or to me because we're like nice tenants, right? We're amazing and we can pay them top dollar, but they can't just drop price on ultra premium properties. So these kind of properties in every market, the luxury properties sometimes take time to rent, and that's perfectly okay. I'm talking about the regular properties, okay? So I hope this helps. Hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon, share it with other people who you think might be able to benefit from this analysis. And then, you know what? Form your own informed opinion. Are buildings empty in Dubai or they're getting rented? And one of the ways to know that is to drive around at night. Like I was driving around last night, some of the suburb areas of Dubai for a family thing. You know, I'm talking about Jumeirah Village Circle, Production City, which used to be formerly International Media Production Zone, IPZ. And you know, buildings are rented, right? Because you can see lights are on, some are switched off because people are out for the weekend. Okay, so form your own informed opinion. Hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon, press the like button as well. Share it with others you feel might be able to benefit from this. If you got a general question, hit me up in the comment section. If you want to work with me specifically one-on-one to buy property, you're more than welcome to reach out on the contact form below. Ciao for now. Bye.